ZEBAC is outperforming every other RWA project right now, and a $1 billion FDV doesn't seem like a future prospect after all. At the moment, we're seeing the token up by 41% this week. It is 68% up this month and a heavy 9% up just this day. Like I said before, it's outperforming every other RWA token. And in this video, we want to dissect why that is and what the likely price forecast for the ZEBAC token is going to be. So let's start with a little bit of a recap, right? So over the past month, ZEBAC announced their buybacks. They announced a massive load of new partnerships and integrations into their network, and they went up with 68% as a result of it. Right now, their RSI stands at 73.6, making it quite likely that there will be a temporary pullback in price, which is why, personally, I'm not purchasing the token as of this moment. But when I'm looking at this chart, I'm saying I agree. 1 cent, it's certainly possible, but it's possible under a number of conditions. And let me first walk you through what those conditions are and what I think is the road to 1 cent or beyond. And then let's talk about what's actually happening and how realistic it is. So ZEBAC, of course, as an RWA protocol, is growing rapidly as a result of their partnerships. And what partially caused their latest rally wasn't just the buybacks, but if you scroll around on their timeline, it is their partnerships with Algorand and other big giants. This is what has been putting them on the map, what has been fueling the adoption of their ecosystem, and also what has been bringing in the hype and has caused these tokens to go up. And that's what we like, guys. We like tokens going up. So let's be real here. If Algorand works with ZEBAC, if 15 other big integrations has happened, it is a matter of time until this team is managing to pull off a major Web 2 or Web 3 partnership, or potentially even a Binance listing. So that's why I'm betting on ZBCN, right? It's the potential for actual real world adoption. So we can look at these charts all we want, and I definitely think everything we see here is very plausible. But the most important part is that we can actually see big brands and big exchanges working with ZEBAC. So with that out the way, let's have a quick look at their tokenomics. And particularly, let's look at why the ZBCN token has set itself up for success and why I believe the long-term forecast is more bullish than the short-term. When we look at their seed round, 9.2% was allocated, private round, 11%. Am I going to go down this whole list? No, I think you can all see it for yourself. Most important part, and this you should be taking note of, community and rewards at 50%. What does community and rewards mean, and why isn't there a marketing budget? Well, the community and the rewards are their marketing budget. So what they're doing, they're currently having an airdrop live where you can earn some real cash if you have the ZBCN token and if you are integrated into the network. This means that they are using the community and the reward section to actually massively expand the adoption of their network. Now, how does the ZBCN token generate purchasing power? They do that by adoption, right? So not only through governance and things like that, but every single transaction supports the token. You can see it here. The fee structure of ZBCN per transaction supports the token deflationary aspect. So the more people are using the network, the more people are using their cards, the token, the more purchasing power there will be, the better the token will perform. And that is why, let me pull it back to the actual partnerships, that's why there's such a strong correlation here, right? Algorand, other big partners. These are all driving more hype, but also more adoption to the ZEBAC network, which in turn is causing these spike prices. These spikes in the prices. So it's very interesting to look at how this is working. And this was at the 24th of July. If you have just a quick look, the 24th of July, that was it was a couple of days ago for me. You can see here the partnerships launch, and mere days after that we see a big rally. Of course, they work together with the buybacks, but still, it's very interesting to look at this. And this might also be a good time to point out that we have 74,000 votes, 88% of which are bullish. So there's definitely still a sentiment around the token that this is going up. Like I said before, this pullback is almost inevitable, but after that, I foresee, 500 million FDV is quite little for where it is right now. It's outperforming all other RWA tokens, and it's listed on pretty much every major exchange except for Binance, which is very interesting. We're hoping that we might see that pull through, which I think is very realistic. Okay, guys, it's very realistic. When you look at the type of projects that Binance has been launching, ZEBAC definitely qualifies. So we have OKX already. Gate is driving by far the largest amount of volume by a long shot, actually, guys. So it's Gate and OKX that are pulling the weight for the most part. That said, though, they're listed on pretty much every other exchange as well, which is a good sign overall. Still missing Binance, but let's just keep dreaming. But that is definitely my big play, right? So if you clicked on this video and you just want to hear my honest opinions, who the hell am I? Just a guy wanting to make some money in crypto, which I have. So there's definitely some reason that I can speak on this topic. Probably not just blindly follow my lead. But my personal idea, what I will do is I will wait for the pullback, and then I'm going to go in with the main idea or intent to wait for a massive announcements, either a Web2 big partnership integration, a big listing, B word maybe, but I'm also not seeing Kraken here, right? So there's a number of opportunities that are still on the table. And then I'm hoping to, see a $1 billion FDV, which is very, very reasonable for a project such as this, right? If it takes hold and becomes the main RWA ecosystem in Web3, 1 billion, it would be just the beginning. All right. And let's talk about a little bit more the other bullish partnerships that have been going live, what the team has been doing, and why I'm quite happy with their performance so far. So they have been getting quite some coverage. They've been putting out partnerships left, right, and center. Here's another one with Octaspace. Every single partnership brings more awareness and more adoption, which is something that I will keep pointing out because it's very important for their token price. Here are just some other outlines that have spoken about them. It's been a lot of coverage, guys. If you type them in on Google, compared to other even very large projects, they're getting more coverage than most other projects, especially most other RWA projects, which is really good to see. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So I want to go on a quick rant before ending this video. And if you're still here, I would definitely encourage you to give me another 30 seconds because there's a good reason why there's only one other video on my channel. It's a GameFi video, but I'm not making any meme coin videos. I'm not making any videos on projects that I don't believe in. The future of Web3 is infrastructure, okay? And that is going to be my 25, 26, and 27 trading strategy. I will not be touching meme coins. I will not be touching any of that. There's money to be made in there for sure, but if you want a steady and still highly explosive trading strategy, projects in RWA, AI, and infrastructure are going to be your best bet. And this is my only RWI project that I will be putting in my portfolio, right? It will be just ZEBAC. There's others. There's Lumia. There's many others. But ZEBAC is going to be the one that I will place my bet on. All of the rest of my portfolio will be infrastructure, okay? Because it is the Web 2.5. It is the bridge, right? The integration between Web 2 and Web 3, the infrastructure that connects them, the infrastructure that's actually needed in this space, that is what's going to drive the next cycles. And I'm very, very certain of that. Other than Dogecoin, there is not a single meme coin, there's not a single game, none of that is in the top 20, top 30, nothing like that. So if you want to be part of this journey, you want to keep an eye out together with me for the best tokens, get wrecked with me, and also make a lot of money with me, then I definitely suggest subscribing. I post several times a week. My last video was on Wilder Worlds, which did quite well, made good money on that. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that again. So thank you all so much. Don't forget to give a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.